Hello, everyone. I'm Alex,
I'm Andy.
and welcome to the first episode of Top 5 Collabo. This is kind of a sister series to Top 5 Showdown, where instead of our top 5s going head to head, we have to agree on one. Because of that, it's a little more of like an objective kind of thing. I'm not, obviously not, not fully objective. We're just two people. We are not Wikipedia. But that being said, today's episode, we're going to start off with the Switch. Obviously, we're all waiting on the announcement of the Switch 2. The Switch is in its last year, probably, of life. So what better way to kind of send it off than with us two, the two biggest Nintendo Switch fans that have ever lived, agreeing on its top 5 games. Do you have anything to say about how much you love the Switch or anything?
No, I remember when the Switch was announced and I thought it was just a mind-blowing piece of hardware from the beginning.
Yeah, no, it was really cool.
And I'm super excited for the Switch 2. I haven't really played a lot of like the later Switch games that have kind of come out in the last like year or two, but yeah, I think this will be fun.
Cool. I think to kind of shorten the scope a little bit, we'll just do like first or second party games. So, either Nintendo in-house or like Intelligent Systems or HAL or Game Freak or something like that. I remember when the Switch was new and I went in a GameStop as a little high schooler with my $300 and the person yelled at me because they're like, you should know they're all sold out. And I was like, I have dreams. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's always weird thinking about how I feel like the last two console generations, really the scarcity of product has really been there, but it's kind of like we've almost gotten used to it, and so even now when we look back we forget about it. But yeah, you can use a Switch for a really long time. Yeah,
but I did eventually get one and now I have two. All right, getting right into it.
Well, I think there's some like pretty like legendary like heavy hitter games that have come out that have not necessarily like redefined their place in like the pantheon of certain franchises, but certainly like raised the bar. I think Mario Kart is the first one I'm thinking of, just because I don't know. It was Mario Kart 8 was on Wii U, but like Deluxe. I know there's like nuances to all the different Mario Kart games, but in terms of like mainstream, like everyone and your mom has played like a Mario Kart game now at this point. Like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the game. That's the game.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I will probably concede and let it go into this top 5. It is a Wii U game, though, so I don't know. I feel like it doesn't really feel like a Switch
Tokyo Mirage
game.
Sessions is my next pick. So,
are you serious?
No.
Okay, that would be wild. Because Super Mario Bros. Deluxe U Bowser's Fury is mine. No, but I think either Mario Wonder or Odyssey should be on here.
Yeah, Mario Wonder. I'd put. I mean, we could debate both of those.
Yeah.
But I agree.
I've only played a little bit of each so far. They're definitely both games I want to finish.
Well, it's funny because I just said when they announced the Switch, I thought it was a really great concept. But I rarely play my Switch. I rarely play with my Joy-Cons disconnected from my Switch.
Yeah.
Like I'm either playing with a Pro Controller on my TV or I'm
you
playing
have
in handheld
mode. You're playing it in the dock.
Right, I'm playing it in the dock. But like I went back and played Odyssey about a month ago, and I forgot about how it really wanted you to play with the Joy-Cons detached. Yeah. And I get it. It was Nintendo kind of being Nintendo, like trying to push their like latest kind of gimmick. But to me, that made Odyssey feel kind of out of touch in a way.
That's fair.
So, but I'm also a way big 2D Mario, like a bigger 2D Mario fan. So to me, I think Wonder was a much more enjoyable and important game. But in terms of like the Switch's life and having a Mario game right there at launch, that was something special also.
Yeah, definitely. No, I think I was going to say a similar thing. I mean, I know people love Mario Odyssey. I'm not going to fault it too much for using the Joy-Cons because, like, of course it does. I think Wonder is maybe a little more of like a polished or succinct package. But yeah, Wonder came out super late in the Switch's lifespan. We lived the Switch lifestyle. I think Odyssey definitely like defines the Switch a lot more than Wonder would.
Yeah. I feel more comfortable putting Odyssey in the 5 than even Mario Kart at this point.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I think we were gonna go ahead and just solidify one on the 5. I would put Odyssey for sure.
I'm gonna put a little tally mark next to it. I don't know what that means. It's like a point, I guess. I'll give it 1 point. So
1
far.
point.
But then when you were talking about games that kind of like reworked how like the place in their franchises pantheon, Nintendo pantheon, that was a word salad, but I think you get what I'm trying to say. Animal Crossing New Horizons definitely came to mind.
You know, I thought you were going to say Breath of the Wild, but I also knew you weren't going to.
I would never bring up Zelda. That's your job. I'm bringing up Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I think just, I don't know what the numbers were, but that game sold like,
I think it's a second best, like
yeah.
just after Mario Kart.
Yeah, I'm definitely okay putting that in a top 5 for Switch for sure.
Cool. I'll give it 1 point. I will put Breath of the Wild. Do you want Tears of the Kingdom here also?
I mean, I think. Well, it's weird because I think Breath of the Wild is the one that kind of, you know, reinvented the Zelda formula. So I think it's more important than Tears of the Kingdom. But also, Breath of the Wild was a Wii U game.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, but Mario Kart 8 existed as a Wii U game before the Switch happened. Breath of the Wild was released like day and day.
Yeah. I definitely think Breath of the Wild is the one you put on.
Yeah. Or you can do both. No, I'm not going to do both. I'll write Tears of the Kingdom down, but it's just there. What about Smash Bros? I don't want to put it on the list, but it is probably like the 3rd best-selling game on the Switch. It is our list. We don't have to be fully objective about it. We can ignore Smash Bros if you want to.
I mean, I know there's still a huge contingent of people that eat, breathe, sleep Melee, but I feel like the Switch... I don't even know what is it even freaking called. Ultimate. Thank you. I feel like that, similar to like the comments about Mario Kart, like that's the version of play of this game, and it's going to be for a while, I think. So, and
I've definitely soured on this game a little bit. I still like playing it. It's just like nobody ever plays Puyo Puyo, and everybody plays Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'm tired of it, but. The release for this game was one of the most exciting moments in maybe human history.
In human history?
At least in my life, which I think is a good microcosm of human history.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay putting it on the list. But so we have Super Mario Odyssey, Animal Crossing, New Horizons, Breath of the Wild, and...
Nothing else yet.
Smash Bros.
I'm going to put a sideways check next to Smash Bros, which means we're a little more iffy on it. This is my new code I'm inventing for just this one.
That works. That works for me.
Three Houses, I think is another huge one.
I mean, that's one of my favorite games of all time. Probably the game I've put the most hours in on my Switch. It definitely reinvented the series in a way.
I'm feeling a sideways tally for
Yeah.
Because we both love this game.
Yeah. I mean, it would definitely be on my list, like, hands down.
Yeah, I mean, I think we get to do that a little. Like, I know I said objective, but it is our list, and we do have to annoy some people.
Yeah.
This is a thought I've always had that I just want to say. Fire Emblem Three Houses has always felt like Intelligent Systems, I think is the correct studio, has always felt like them just using the Fire Emblem Heroes money they got to make a bigger game. I don't know. I feel like the timeline works out on that, where Heroes released first and then Three Houses was like the biggest Fire Emblem game ever.
That's true. That's how they paid for all the 3 different campaigns.
Yeah, all the orbs you were buying.
Yeah, and the DLC. Yeah, that could very well be. It's a really good game. We were talking about the realism thing in the other video, and I don't necessarily consider that a realistic game, but the voice acting, I think, in Fire Emblem and like some of the beats with some of the characters is just really, really good. I love that game. It would definitely be in my list. I'm trying to think. That's like one of the few games I own physical for Switch still that I haven't like sold or traded or whatever.
It's stuck with you.
So it's definitely in my list. But the other games I own physical, like that's not really a criteria, I think, because that would also mean Sonic. What was the
Frontiers?
Sonic Frontiers and Final Fantasy 12.
That's a great Switch game.
And yeah, so I don't know how much weight I put in that.
Yeah. There's some other game. Oh, Pikmin 4. Neither of us have played it. I should at least write it down in the mentions, though. We should at least say the word Pikmin 4 in this video.
Pikmin 4. There, we said it.
Because that's another, New Horizons moment of... Pikmin was like a third-rate Nintendo franchise until Pikmin 4 came out. Not in, terms of quality, just in terms of, how much space it occupied in the collective consciousness.
Right. I mean, I feel like if we thought hard enough, there'd be other games like that, too. Mm-hmm. But I can't think of them. I mean, it really makes me want to make a prediction for Switch 2, in that there will be a Wave Race revival.
That'd be cool. I'd get behind that.
Or Star Fox. What was the last Star Fox game we had?
Assault, something like that. Card. One of those.
Ugh.
I want to throw Kirby and the Forgotten Lands on this.
I really want to play that game really
it's
bad.
It's so good. It's like Kirby has always been in 3D, it feels like.
And then there was a re-release of a Wii U
Wii game. Yeah, it was Return Dreamland Deluxe. That game is amazing. It is a remake of a Wii game.
If you had to recommend one Kirby game for Switch, which it would be Forgotten Lands?
It would depend on your goal. If your goal was to understand Kirby as a series and get a good taste of it, it would be Return of Dreamland Deluxe, because I think that's kind of the ultimate... That's the perfect 2D Kirby game.
Yeah.
Minus any fun gimmicks. It's just straightforward 2D Kirby. He's got a ton of variation of moves for each move he has, which is good. Forgotten Lands, though, if you're just you just want the best gaming experience possible and you don't care about the history of Kirby, I'd say Forgotten Lands, because it's genuinely just such an amazing 3D platformer.
Cool. I'm surprised we haven't mentioned Pokemon.
If you want me to put Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu on here, I'll do it. But that's by far my favorite Pokemon game on the Switch, or Pokken Tournament.
I feel like the mainline Pokemon games that came out in the Switch were not really revered in any way, or had no real clout.
Legends Arceus had a little bit of hype behind it, but...
that was the only one I played. It's
cool. It kind of feels like a Gmod map or something. But it was fun.
What was it? Scarlet and Violet, and then...
Sword and Shield.
Which
are probably the two worst generations.
And then how did the remakes factor in?
Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl were exact, one-for-one remakes of Diamond and Pearl, which are, the worst Pokemon games that aren't Switch Pokemon games. And they were glitchy, and they took away all of the competitive stuff. And it was chibi. So, yeah, not the most exciting. I don't really want to put it on this list.
All those bad ideas?
I don't know. Pikachu, I think, runs the company.
Detective Pikachu runs it.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
Well, that's fine. And then... I was also surprised Skyrim was never mentioned.
I think Nintendo technically published Skyrim for the Switch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nintendo published it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they did that with a lot of the old remakes.
I was really excited for Witcher 3 on Switch, but that's not really where you want to play that game. I don't know. There were all these games that I was so excited to be like, they brought it to the Switch. I can't believe it, but it's not really the place to play those games. Dragon Quest
Monsters.
Well,
that's the only Switch exclusive.
That's a physical one I do own. I didn't realize we're doing Switch exclusives.
Well, we're doing. I'm saying just for the sake of this video, we're sticking with Nintendo first party.
Yeah.
If we want to do a more creative Switch top 5 later, we can do that. But just for the sake of this one, well, first or second party, because Kirby's here,
right?
And Fire Emblem Advance Wars reboot. It was cool. I don't know. It is a remake of a Game Boy game.
So we got Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Animal Crossing.
Yeah, those are our 3 definites.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with Smash Bros.
That means we can't
put it's a toss-up between Fire Emblem and Kirby.
I
mean, I would put both of those ahead of Smash Bros.
Yeah, no, me too. Oh, it's our list. We can be we've done our duty.
All right.
We didn't put Dragon Quest Monsters on the list. Right. That's us being responsible.
And we would never put Mario Party on this list.
Of course
because
not. Yeah,
I think everyone knows our views.
People there were some comments on that, on the Instagram Reels clip I posted that. People were upset. There was someone that was
with the minute you said it, I said that people are going to be upset about this.
Someone that commented it's always the weak people who can't take a game being based off luck rather than skill or something like that. I was like, dude, 80% of the gameplay of Mario Party is watching other people roll dice. It's just not fun. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Okay, but with that off our chest, are there any other major things we're not thinking of? We didn't mention Metroid Dread or anything like that.
that game was kind of a disappointment.
I think other people really liked it.
The Metroid Prime remaster, I thought was like I had much more like fun playing that game. I'm gonna consult the internet. Just to make sure.
Just real quick.
The Legend of Zelda: The Link's Awakening remake.
Yeah, I mean we're definitely. I think Breath of the Wild goes
Super Mario RPG remake.
That one came to my head, but I feel like we're
the Paper Mario remake. I feel like those are all things I would put underneath what we've listed already.
I'm gonna look up like best selling Switch games. I feel like that would be Ring Fit Adventure. I think is up there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure it's like
the Switch Sports Resort or whatever. It was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one was great. I think people loved that. Mario Kart, Animal Crossing, Super Smash Bros., Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet, Mario Party, Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Ring Fit Adventure at 11, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee at 12, my other favorite games of all time, a bunch of Pokemon, Luigi's Mansion 3, Splatoon 2. Okay, I'm just going to say the ones that I need to mention.
I mean, I feel like...
Monster Hunter Rise. That's surprising. Mario and Rabbids. We didn't mention that.
That was a game that I feel... like filled the void of no one could buy any. There were no games.
That was the only
There were no games you could actually find for sale at the store. So
yes, so we had to put Mario.
Everyone
Rabbids,
played that game.
Those guys can get everywhere. There's something else I saw. I mean, we didn't mention Xenoblade. I think you don't like Xenoblade that much, and I haven't played it. So
I wouldn't put it. I mean, I thought I played Xenoblade 2 on Switch. Mm-hmm. And it was a good game. It's just like a bloated RPG.
That's kind of
usually my jam, but I don't know. There's other games.
New Pokemon Snap was the only other one that really stuck out to me.
Yeah, no, I mean I think,
but I'm not gonna put that over Kirby.
I mean, I guess when you get rid of all like the remakes and remasters and all that, there were not that many good games that came out on Switch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's definitely a strong lineup, and also not all of them are worthy of being just like put on such a pedestal because they weren't. You kind of have to sell pretty well to get on this list. I feel like. Are we ready to number them?
Sure.
Okay, we're taking out Super Smash Bros. Because we have 6 marked. Okay. Well, I think these are the top 3 between Fire Emblem, Three Houses, and Kirby and Forgotten Lands. I think Kirby probably goes at 5, just because that's more of a me thing, and we both like Three Houses.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Kirby, I'm just going to write it in shorthand. You guys will get the full titles on screen, don't you worry. Fire Emblem at 4. What do you think should be 3 between Animal Crossing, Breath of the Wild, Super Mario?
I mean, in my list, Animal Crossing would have been 5.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I just wrote these in and it's in pen then, because that should not happen.
So if we were going to... So it would definitely be 3.
Okay.
If that's my options.
I want to put Mario Odyssey at 3, and I want to put Animal Crossing at 2. Because I think in terms of, like, if we're thinking, like, cultural impact or something, Super Mario Odyssey was a really good Mario game that a lot of people liked. Animal Crossing became people's lives for a while.
That means you're putting a Zelda game at number 1.
I can't not.
You can't not?
Breath of the Wild is, like, better than sliced bread and kissing. I don't know. I can't, yeah.
Breath of the Wild is better than kissing, yes.
Yeah. I want to put Animal Crossing at 2.
That's fine.
Okay, Super Mario Odyssey goes at 3. I'm just going to write Super Mario. We'll remember. Animal Crossing. Number 1 is Breath of the Wild. I almost wrote Tears of the Kingdom. All right. Do you want to read these out? I should have just remembered their shorthand.
The top 5 greatest Switch games of all time.
And remember, these are objective.
Kirby and the Forgotten Lands at 5. Fire Emblem, Three Houses at 4. Super Mario Odyssey at 3. Animal Crossing, New Horizons at 2. And Breath of the Wild is number 1.
Do you guys agree with their list? What got snubbed? What got placed too high? Why are you so upset about us not liking Mario Party? Let us know in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. Join our Patreon. We have plans starting at $1 a month. It helps us keep the lights on in the store and buy more lighting for our YouTube videos. That is all we spend our money on is lighting. We just love it. I had some other thing to say. Do you have anything to say?
No.
Okay. Oh, suggest us other things to do in terms of Collabo or Top 5 Showdown. Let us know if you guys have any constructive criticism for the videos, and we'll take it very personally. Thank you.
Thanks.